Democrats seem poised anyway at this point to pick a far-left extremist for the DNC, Keith Ellison, a congressman from Minnesota. He may be heading out of the DNC now that Howard Dean has pulled out, but after the party was beaten badly, and we're talking very badly, at the polls and lost the support of white working-class Americans, why on earth are they out there picking someone like Ellison? I mean, this is someone who at one time supported and worked with the Nation of Islam and Louis Farrakhan. Here's Farrakhan, the guy he was working alongside just a year ago, blasting white people. Watch.
Everywhere the white man has gone, his nature drove him to kill. Kill the brown, kill the red, kill the yellow, kill my own white brother, and kill the black, and make sure that the black never rise again.
All right, joining me right now on the prospect of Ellison at the DNC, famed legal scholar Alan Dershowitz, the legend himself. Good to see you. Good to have you here. All right, you think this is crazy, right, to have somebody like Ellison?
It's about the dumbest thing among many dumb things the Democrats have done after losing white, middle-class, working-class people in the Midwest. You're going to pick somebody who for 9 years was associated with a hate America, anti-American, anti-Western person. It's just nuts. And they're going to lose a lot of Democrats if they appoint
Are they trying to double down? I mean, they clearly were wrong in their approach to this election, which they, still don't really want to admit, because for some reason it's about women not supporting women, et cetera, people just being misogynistic or this, that, and the other. But do they just not want to admit it, Alan? I mean, what's going on here? Why would you double down on this strategy that didn't work?
Well, it's one thing to have lost this election because you couldn't have anticipated how badly the Democrats could do in the Rust Belt, in the Middle West. But now that you know that, you pick as leader of the Democratic Party the worst possible person to bring them back. If I were a Republican strategist and I were given the choice to pick the head of the Democratic National Committee, I'd say pick Ellison. He would be great for the Republicans, and he's going to be great for the Republicans. Already Haim Saban, who's a major contributor to the Democratic Party, has said essentially, don't count on me anymore. He is going to lose many, many Democrats. He's going to lose many pro-Israel Democrats, many pro-American Democrats. Forget about Farrakhan's anti-Semitism and the fact that this guy was part of that for years. Do you know what he said at one point to somebody when he was a student at the Minnesota Law School?
Tell us.
He said to somebody who was a woman and Jewish, I can have no respect for you. This is Ellison saying this, not Farrakhan. I can have no respect for you because you're Jewish and you're a woman. And as a woman, you shouldn't be working, you should be home. And this is a guy who bought into every negative aspect. And now he's a member of Congress. And his voting record is abominable. He said Israel shouldn't be financed to have the Iron Dome that protects Israeli citizens from rocket attacks from Gaza. He voted against that. He's one of only 8 senators who's voted against Israel repeatedly.
Why aren't more people speaking out? And good for you. But why aren't more people saying, my goodness, well, is this really where you want to take the party? Because it's going to disintegrate.
It's not going to disintegrate. It's going to do what's going on all over the world. The left is moving far, 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 far more to the left. It's going to turn the Democratic Party into the British Labour Party. The British Labour Party is headed by a guy named Corbyn, and they can't win an election for dog catcher. And now the Democrats are going to have their, essentially, Corbyn. He's not as bad as Corbyn, but he's pretty darn bad, as the head of the Democratic Party. And you're going to get a lot of centrists saying, I'm no longer a Democrat. I'm not going to register as a Democrat. I'm not going to contribute to the Democratic Party.
I meet them all the time here on this show. I mean, I've met quite a few that liked what they heard from, say, Joe Biden, liked what they heard even from Bernie Sanders to a certain extent. And they said, look, I can't be part of this party anymore as it's heading. Who would you, by the way, put in Ellison's place?
Well, Jennifer Granholm, with the former governor of Michigan, who comes from that part of the country, who has tremendous appeal to middle-class people. If Joe Biden would take it, he would be fantastic.
He may be running for president, Alan.
If you gave me a list of 1,000 people, I'd put Ellison 1,001. He is the worst possible person at this point in the history of the Democratic Party to pick. And I hope the Democratic leaders will come to their senses and say, all right, we put them out there. That was a sap we sent to the Sandinistas, to the hard left of the party. Now let's begin to think about how to win. And you don't win with Ellison.
Hopefully they're watching you right now. Thank you so much, Alan.
Thank
Good
you.
to have you here.